All right, let's dive into week 8 assignments in detail. There are some differences here, but a lot of this you've seen before. You'll want to start early on your assignments as always. Give yourself time, and hopefully you've taken good notes, and this will help you greatly. So you've got these 2 videos, remember, which were mentioned before. Here's your scenario-based discussion. Let's take that one first. So got step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, which you've dealt with before. You get evaluation of the scenario. You're going to bold each choice, detail strengths and weaknesses, and given your evaluation, explain why you consider one of the choices superior to the others. So here's the scenario, and then the modification is as it was in week 7, where we've got certain conflicts because of their use to self-management, highly confident temperament of most. They're very direct. That can lead to friction. And here are the management questions. So you've got which type of communication is most effective for day-to-day management tasks? Which type is least effective for day-to-day management of tasks? How does technology influence your assessment? So you've got talking, listening, and writing. Now, you don't need to look at these necessarily as distinct. You might combine a couple here. But talking, listening, and writing. Very generic. It just depends on how you lay out your case, but those are your choices. You can look at strengths and weaknesses of each, and they are definitely there. Take good notes on your reading before you attempt this, but I think this will be an interesting assignment for you, to say the least. And then you want to add that to discussion. As always, please pay attention to the due dates. And I haven't mentioned this before, but subscribe to the forum is probably a good idea too, just to give you updates so you can reply to questions that come. Okay, let's keep going and look at the rest of the assignments. Here's management exercises. So we've got chapters 16 and 18. Again, we've got the numbers, the page numbers, and which question. Again, you want to bold the questions as you lay out your reply to these. And, again, give yourself plenty of time. Make sure you look at the rubric as necessary, and pay attention to due dates. One last assignment. This is a good one. Management crash course presentation. Going to put your presentation hat on again. So imagine you are tasked with producing a 10-minute management 101 course. So that's basic stuff to new managers at a company you work for. It can be fictional. All right, you can use your current workplace, but you can make it a fictional one. As you do it, you want to describe that organization and how it's structured and things like that. So things that you've learned already. Using the 5 course learning outcomes as your central pillars, present the key concepts of what you have learned from the course in a format that would be digestible. When they say digestible, they mean understandable. New managers could understand it and make application. So you want to be pretty plain spoken here. Provide specific examples whenever possible. You may draw from your weekly reflection presentations that you've done. You've got 7 of those to back you up. For this final presentation, although you will post in a forum for sharing, no replies to peer posts are necessary. Your crash course should address each of the following. So you've got basically a PowerPoint with 5 slides, although you can expand on it. Explain how. So you've got these 5. I'm not going to read all these, but these are your bold headings, and you're going to go through this in detail. So you're going to have just bullet points in there that you're going to speak to. All right, and you want to look at the presentation rubric on the course site to give you added information. But this should be an interesting thing. This is where you're putting your leader, trainer, manager hat on and saying, okay, I got a group of new people. You can assume a number 5, 10, whatever it might be, and you want to make this as plain as it possibly can, given the workplace that you've described. So, got these 5, away you should go. Might want to break these up. Organize. The easiest way to do presentation with PowerPoint or any other tool is to break it up into usable bites. You don't have to be only 5 slides. You could break this up into even more. But you want to have a heading for each and make it pretty clear. And don't read the presentation, speak to it. Remember, you're the one creating this, so you're going to spend some time on this one to make it really clean. But I will say 10 minutes will go by fast. So make this your kind of crowning achievement in the course. I look forward to listening to your presentations and your other work. And again, thank you for all your efforts, and finish strong.